Do your photos look flat, like they're missing the three-dimensional feel? Most of us photographers struggle with depth, and that's because we overlook few simple choices that change everything. Today, I will show you exactly how to create those images that captivate your viewer and transform your photography forever. I am going to reveal 3 mistakes that kill depth. I'll show you how I fix them so you can too. The third mistake stacks on top of the first 2 and is the most important. So don't skip any of them if you want maximum depth in your images. Alright guys, the first mistake. The first mistake is that you're focusing only on your subject. When all your energy, your attention is locked onto the subject, you are ignoring everything else, and that is a big mistake. And when the background is ignored, the image flattens. Everything feels stuck on the same exact plane. Depth begins when you see the whole frame, not just the subject. I learned this the hard way. I was in Camargue, France, photographing white horses running. I was so focused on their beauty that I just ignored everything else. Like the trees, like the background, like the water, the distance from the subject to the background. All of that was lost. I just didn't even think about it. All I could think about is the horses, horses, and horses. When I looked at my images later, all my images looked flat. They were just horses running, no other emotions, no other depth, nothing. There were horses on the page, that's all I could see. The image was lifeless. The next morning, I used a tall shrub in the foreground and I used the fence in the background, and that created the depth. Suddenly, the same exact horses, the same exact location, the same exact positioning turned into a much better, emotional, connected, depthful image. And the horses felt like they were charging right out of the image. The fix: start layering your frame. Add something in the foreground, keep your subject in the middle, and use the background for context. You have to start thinking before you can press the shutter. Look for things. You will find them, I promise you. And I swear your images are going to turn out much better. Just this one change will give your photograph the 3-dimensional look. Ask yourself every time, what's in front of my subject? What's in the back of my subject? And that simple question builds depth in your images. Okay, so that takes us to issue number 2. The second mistake is ignoring the lines in your frame. Roads, rivers, fences, even the way the light falls, these are all natural guides to your eye. When you don't use them, the viewer's gaze just drifts and the photos feel flat. The fix: use leading lines to pull your viewer's attention into the frame. Start them in the foreground and let them run towards your subject. This creates path your eye naturally follows, giving your images direction. Our eyes love journey. A line starting wide in the front and narrowing in the distance tricks your brain into seeing depth. Man-made lines like a fence or a dirt road, even footsteps in the snow are obvious choices. But nature gives you lines too. Rivers, shadows, even the sun rays breaking through the clouds. Like this one. Look how lucky I got with this. The sun rays were just coming out of the cloud and falling onto the horses. Your eye is directed straight to the horses. Am I right? Look at it. Lines can be absolutely amazing to guide your viewer's eye, like this one, and this one. Look at it. In Yellowstone, I once photographed a bison. The snow trail, the snow bank ran through the frame, and that makes you feel like you're standing right there next to him. And that creates the depth. in the frame between you, the snow, and the bison. But here's the thing, lines alone will not hold attention if your subject blends into the scene. That's why the third mistake is the most dangerous and the most powerful to fix. Alright guys, issue number 3, or should I say mistake number 3. The third mistake is ignoring atmosphere. And I have to tell you, I love atmosphere. And it's not just me. I think everybody loves to see atmosphere, because if you show extreme atmosphere, they have not seen it. And when they see it, they get mesmerized. When the light is flat or even haze, fog or rain is present, most photographers just see bad conditions. But atmosphere is what creates natural layers. Distant subjects get softer and lighter, while the closer one, they stay sharp with a lot of details. The fix: use atmosphere perspective to separate your subject from the background. Wait for the fog, the haze, the rain, or even dust. These conditions instantly add depth and emotion to your photographs. In Norway, I photographed the muskox in the snowstorm.
I don't feel my face.
If you strip away the atmosphere, it's just a dark animal against white snow. But the storm creates layers. The muskox face in the front is sharp, while everything else fades into the mist. The photo feels alive. Here's a practical tip. Even if you don't have fog, shoot with backlight. The light wraps around from behind the subject, creating some sort of a mist that separates them from the background. Stack this with layers and leading lines, and your photo just don't have depth, they have emotions. Atmosphere is absolutely essential if you want to get your viewers hooked onto your images. Like this one I did in Norway, like this one. Without atmosphere, it would have gone nowhere. These images are standing out simply because of atmosphere. Okay, so let's recap. Depth comes in 3 choices: layering your frame, guiding your eye with lines, and using atmosphere for separation. When you combine them, your photos stop looking flat and start pulling your audience inside your frame. Depth isn't about expensive equipment. It's how you see and what you include into your story. Master this, and your photos will never ever feel the same again. And if you want to take this further in creating depth with exposure, take a look at this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you.